Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Daily Tarot. This is the Daily Tarot reading for July 5th, Saturday, July 5th, 2025. Thanks for being here. We're going to look at a few cards. We're going to get an idea of what the energies are like today on sort of a universal level, what we can look to help ourselves move through the day and to stay in touch with that fact that we are spiritual souls inhabiting physical bodies. So let's take a look and see what the cards have to say for Saturday, July 5th. Hope everybody had a good July 4th if you were here in the States and were able to spend some time with family. I know that tends to go throughout the whole weekend over here, but I hope you're having a good weekend so far. I'm using the Wildwood Tarot today. Slightly different card deck. Some of the majors or the major arcana are a little bit different, and the court cards are definitely very different. There's a Knight of Arrows or the Knight of Swords with a hawk. If we run into those, we'll talk about that. I have cut the borders off this deck because I have found that quite often these cards will make a tableau or a little panoramic picture. So let's see, what do we need to know? What do we need to know for Saturday, July 5th, 2025? What is the prevalent energy? What's the prevalent concept and ideas that we need to work with today? I'm going to do a cut right there. Yep, there we go. That worked well. There's our main card. Our other card is here. That one goes there for some reason. I usually put it there, but I wanted to be to the right-hand side. No. Kind of paring down here. That one. Perfect. That went pretty well overall. Let's take a look and see what our cards are once again for July 5th, 2025. Nice. 5 of Cups. This card in particular is about just what it says on the tin, right? Ecstasy. That's wonderful. We'll talk about that more in a minute. 8 of Arrows. So a little bit of struggle. I think this is about the concept of coming out of a struggle. This is more of a background. Oh, and we've had this card before when we have the Great Bear. The Great Bear shows up again. This is all about whether you are ready to go into this space. Wow. All right, let's try and put these together here. I think this is the general outcome and energy of the day, but I think it's going to be a bit of a challenge to get here. I think it's only a challenge if you think it needs to be a challenge. So think about that for a minute. Okay, so I had to sit with these for just a minute. This is about reaching some real joyful energy today, but it comes from a place of struggle. It comes from a place of gratitude because you've been in a place of hard struggle. And it's about making the judgment and making the call to decide how you want to react to the things that have happened to you. So if you get some reflection today, look back over the times when you've had to struggle, and maybe today you're not struggling as much. Those struggles, that struggle, that push through the terrible weather, through the winter storm, that gives you the fuel that creates a foundation for you, and it allows you to have that energy to pass on through that storm, hear the judgment, that call to something better, and live it. And you can live it and embody it even more because you've gone through these struggles, because you've had these rough times. I think today is a lot about reflection, and it's a lot about dancing. So reflecting back on those times when things weren't great and knowing that sometime in the future, things may go south again. Um, we don't live in a constant of joy or a constant of terrible, right? It is part of the dance and it's part of the ebb and flow. But if you're in a point where you can really enjoy this connection, the spiritual connection, this connection to the divine, the connection to spirit, and interact with it in the physical, this judgment card is really powering up this sense of reflection and acknowledgement, and then through that, attainment. Hopefully that makes sense. Think about that. That attainment comes only through reflecting on the struggles you've been through. And if you are struggling today, know, right? Know that even in that struggle with what you are working on, you are working towards something better and creating that foundation so therefore you can enjoy the good times down the road. And the energy of the judgment card, or in this case, the Great Bear, is very much about choice. And it's very much about this transition period and this step and hearing that call. Again, when we've had the judgment card before, I've said that over and over. It's about hearing a call. And this is about hearing that call of being happy because you've been through so much. I hope that sinks in for a minute. Let that sink in for a minute. It's about reflecting on those times, or maybe reflecting on a current time, but then knowing that that is a foundation for you to spring forward and really step into your power here. And it might take going into some dark, quiet time. And it might be daunting. It might be a bit nerve-wracking to acknowledge this energy here and use it as a foundation for moving forward, because maybe you don't want to look at this too much. But therein lies part of the lesson, right? Because if you go in and you process this, you're going to find just this massive spark of joy and happiness and this connection to spirit, and its connection to spirit in the physical. Okay. I'm going to pull a punctuation card. We're going to use the old standby. Can't make this up. Wow. All right. And it says, winter, take care of your needs. Wow. So, yeah, take care of your needs. Take care of what is important in the physical. And this is, again, this is a swords card. This is the arrows, or mental, or air. And it's about those thoughts. It's about using these thoughts to help you break free. But one of the things you're going to need to do is to take care of your needs. You're going to have to look at the winter periods of your life, winter periods when you have focused on the 2 or 3 primary things you need to do. And so when you simplify that and you focus on discipline in that, you can then find your ecstasy, right? Through discipline, through working off of this foundation of discomfort, you can find happiness and this connection to spirit. I know it sounds a little weird, but I know exactly what it's talking about. What I'm hearing is making a lot of sense. I hope it's making sense to you guys as well. So today, take some time today to think about and pay tribute to and respect the times that you were really struggled. And how can you use those to power forward, to get up and move up to the next ring of the spiral as we move upwards, right? Which will also prepare you for the next time a struggle comes around. Right? It builds on itself. Take care of your needs today. Take care of, stay hydrated, get food, get good sleep. Take care of you. But start looking at this interplay on a personal level for yourself, because I think you might find some interesting moments. Yeah. There's an interesting interplay here between these three cards, and it's one of those needs. Okay, one of those, I'm not done. One of those needs is dance, is joy, and what brings great light to you. Not only this part, but also the joy and of that energy. Wow. All right. I hope you enjoyed this reading. Please give me a thumbs up. It helps the video a great deal. Click subscribe if you're not a member of the channel yet. Please, I do these readings every day, so you can be alerted to the fact I've made a reading if you're subscribed. Share the video if you think it might be helpful to someone else. And as always, if you have any questions, please reach out and contact me at alongadifferentpath@gmail.com. My readings are open right now. My books are open, so I'd be glad to do a reading for you if you have a personal question. That's that. Okay, have a great Saturday, everyone. Work on this, try to get some dancing in, and there's a lesson to be had here today. I think today is a day for a chance at a powerful lesson that can help you really move forward and into a new phase. Okay. Peace and strength, everybody. I will see you on tomorrow's reading. Bye-bye.